Hello again, this is Hams from the patio, and we are dividing multi-digit whole numbers, and this will be part two. And so if you haven't seen part one yet, you can go and check that out, but this will be part two. We'll continue on from that and dividing multi-digit whole numbers. And so let's go ahead and get started. And if you struggle with these, don't worry about it. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, and so in the first question, we have 7,242 divided by 24. All right, so I'm going to use the same method that I did on part one and that I was shown way back when I was young and in school in fourth and fifth grade on how to divide whole numbers. And in a case like this, we have 4 digits divided by 2 digits. And when we have this, we can look to the first, since this is 2 digits, we'll look to the first 2 digits. Okay, and then we'll take the first digit, I'll underline that in red. This kind of gives us an indication of how many times we can divide 74 by 2, by 24. And so we can take 7, and 7 can be divided by 2 3 times. And that can be an indication that 72 can be divided by 24 3 times when we look at that like that. And so we'll try 3. Sometimes it may be too much. And we'll do another method. And you can see that done on the first part that I did on one of those problems. Okay, now, and so now 72, we said that was 3, and we'll write the 3 above the 2, not the 7, even though we did 7 divided by 2, but we're actually dividing 72 by 24. Okay, so we'll write the 3 over the 2 in the ones place in this case for the 72. All right, but the 2 is actually in the hundreds place as far as the 7,242. But as far as the 72, it's in the ones place. Okay, and so now we can just simply multiply 24 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12, and we'll carry the 1, and 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And so 3 times 24 is actually 72. Okay, so now we'll subtract the 72 minus 72 is 0, and then we'll bring down the next number, which is 4. We'll bring that down, and we get 0, 4, or just 4. Okay, and so 4 cannot be divided by 24. And so that will be 0 because 24 goes into 4 0 times. We have to account for this place now. We can't just bring the 2 down. All right, we have to account for the tens place right here with this 4. And so then we have 0 times 24, which is 0. We'll put that there. And 4 minus 0, which is that's what this is. 4 minus 0 is 4. And now we'll bring down the other or last number, which is the 2 here. We'll bring that down. Now we have 42. And so now we have 24 divided by 42. And you can do the same process if you have different numbers. We clearly see that this is 2. You can take the first digit, 2 here, and you can divide it here by the first digit. And 2 divides into 4 2 times. That can give you an indication of what that may be. Sometimes, again, the number may be too large. And so that case, that's 2. Let's see. I didn't want to write that in red, but it's in red. That's okay. We'll leave it. So 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 2 is 4. So we see we get 48. So 2 is too big, and that was what I was talking about as far as we can't subtract 48 from 42 here. And so that is what I was talking about. Even though we did the 2, 4 divided by the 2, we got 2, but 2 is too big sometimes, and that's kind of like the trial and everything that didn't work. But we just simply go down to the next number, which is 1. And 1 times 24 is 24. And that leaves 18. Okay, there are no other numbers to bring down here. And so therefore, we have 18 left over. And so we have 301 with a remainder of 18. Okay, and your teacher or instructor may want you to put this in mixed number form. In other words, they may want you to write your answer as a mixed number 301 and 18 over 24. Okay, and the 18 of 24 can be reduced to 3/4. All right, so I'll just write that here since we're not talking about reducing fractions. And we have 301 and 3/4. Okay. And so however your instructor wants you to write your answer. Let's move on to the next question. And we have 3,425 divided by 32. So again, we'll take the first two digits. And since this is two digits, we'll look at the first two digits. And we're asking ourselves 34 divided by 32. Where we clearly can see that 34 divided by 32 is 1 times. 32 can go into 34 one time. Even those first digits, the 3 and the 3 here, 3 divided by 3 is 1. And so we'll try that, and we know. And we'll put the 1 over the 4 since we're dividing 34, not 3. And 1 times 32 is 32. And 34 minus 32 is 2. And then we'll bring down the other 2. And we have 22. 22 can't be divided by 32, right? And so that's 0, because 32 goes into 22 0 times. We need to account for that place. And so 0 times 32 is 0. And then 22 minus 0 is 22. And then we'll bring down the 5. We'll bring down the 5 here, and we have 225. Now we have 32 divided by 225. And so now, again, we'll look at the first two digits, and we see that 22 divided by 32 won't work. We already know that. And so therefore, then let's look at just the 3. And remember that first digit, how I showed you on the other question. Work with the first digit. And so 3 can't go into 22. I mean, can't go into 2. And so then we'll take 3 into 22. And then we'll try that. And so 3 divides into 22 7 times. And so we'll try the 7 and see if that works. But now we're going to put the 7 above the 5 here. Now let's multiply and see what we get. 7 times 2 is 14. And we'll carry the 1. And 7 times 3 is 21. Plus the 1 right here is 22. And we have 224, which works. And so here, 5 minus 4 is 1. And then, of course, 22 minus 2 is 0. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So 225 minus 224 is 1. So that's what we have left over. And that's our remainder is 1. So our answer is 107 with a remainder of 1. And also, if your teacher wants you to write this in mixed number form, then that would be not 32 as I was writing. That would be 107 and 1 over 32. All right, let's move down to the next one. Now we have 5 digits divided by 2 digits, and same process, okay? And so we see 90 is 2 digits. We'll look at the first 2 digits here. And of course, we see that 90 won't divide into 88. And so we need to go to the third digit and have 885 divided by 90. Okay, so it's 885 divided by 90. But let's look at that first digit, that 9 and that 8. 9 will not divide into 8. So we'll take it over another digit. I'm doing this in red so for our visual. And 88 will be divided by 9. So we can divide 9 into 88 9 times, right? If we know our multiplication. Okay, and so let's try that. But again, remember, we're going to put it over the 5 because we were actually dividing 885 by 90, not 88 divided by 9. And so we'll put our 9 right here above the 5. And now we'll multiply. 9 times 0 is 0, and 9 times 9 is 81. All right, and that works out for us. And now we will subtract 5 minus 0 is 5, and 8 minus 1 is 7. And now we'll bring down the 6. We have 756. And now we can do the process all over again. Take that first digit, and we see, I'm going to underline it in red. Take that first digit, 9. Can 9 divide into 75? No. Can 9 divide into 7? I meant to say, no. Extend this over to 75. Can 9 divide into 75? Yes, of course. And how many times will 9 divide into 75? 8 times. All right, and so we'll try that. Again, sometimes it may be too much, and then we'll use the next number down. But let's see if that works for us. And so we'll put that over the 6. And 8 times 0 is 0. And 8 times 9 is 72. Perfect. And so we have 6 minus 0 is 6. And 5 minus 3, or 2 is 3. Getting ahead of myself. 7 minus 7 is 0, of course. And then now we'll bring down the last digit, which is the 0. We'll bring that down here. And we have 360. And of course, again, taking that first digit, 9 can't divide into 3. But can it divide into 36? Yes, 9 will divide into 36 4 times. And so therefore we can use 4. And 4 times 0 is 0. And 4 times 9 is 36. And we have no remainder there. And so our answer is just 984, the quotient for our answer. All right, last one. Same process. We have 28,929 divided by 36. Okay, and so we have 2 digits. Let's do this in blue. Look at what we're looking at. I have 2 digits here, so I'll start off with 2 digits here. Can I divide 28 by 36? No. Okay, and so we need to go to the third digit, which is the 9. But let's just work that first digit and see what we can get. Let's look at the 3 here, and we'll look at the 2 here. Can I divide 2 by 3? No. Okay, can I divide 28 by 3? Of course, yes. 28 divided by 3 is 8. 28 will go into 23 will divide into 28 8 times. And so let's try that and see if that'll work for us. And we'll put the 8 over the 9, not the 8, because remember, see, I have this blue line extended out to the 9 because we were actually dividing 289 by 36 and not 28 by 3. Okay, and so now we can multiply. Let's get these lines out of the way. That's to help us with our visual. And we can say 8 times 6 is 48. And we'll carry the 4. And then 8 times 3 is 24, plus the 4 is 28. All right, that works out pretty good for us. So that's 288. We'll subtract 289 minus 288. 9 minus 8 is 1. All right, and then we'll bring down the 2, which is our next digit. And bringing that down, we get 12. Now we'll ask ourselves, 12 divided by 36. Well, 12 can't be divided by 36, but we need to indicate that by saying 0. 36 goes into 12 0 times. And so 0 times 36 is 0. And I will subtract again. 12 minus 0 is 12. And then I'll bring down the last digit to 9. Bring that down, and we have 129. Okay, and so now we say 129 divided by 36. But again, we can use that first number as we work through the process. 3 won't go into 1. Nope, 3 won't divide into 1. What about 12? 3 would divide into 12 4 times? Yeah, okay, let's see. So since 3 will divide into 12 4 times, then let's try that. So we'll put the 4 here, and we'll multiply the 36 times the 4. 4 times 6 is 24. And then 4 times, we'll carry the 2. 4 times 3 is 12, plus the 2 is 4. And so that's 144. Oh, that's too much. Okay, and so the 3 or the 4 didn't work. All right, and that's what I was saying before when I started this, that sometimes the number would be too large. And so therefore, we need to go down to the next number, which is 3. And 3, now let's try 3. 3 times 6 is 18. And we'll carry the 1. And 3 times 3 is 9, plus the 1 is 10. And that works out for us. And we have 129 minus 108. And we can subtract 9 minus 8 is 1. And 2 minus 0 is 2. And so it's 21 that's left over. So we have 803 with a remainder of 21. Okay, that's our answer. And I don't know how your teacher again wants you to write your answer. We can put that as a mixed number, 803 and 21 over 36. And the 21 over 36, that reduces, we can reduce that by a factor of 3. And so that becomes 803. 3 goes into 21 7 times, and 3 divides into 36 12 times. And so we have an answer of 803 and 7/12, or it could just be 803 with a remainder of 21. However, your teacher may want you to write your answer. And this can be converted to a decimal also by dividing 7 by 12 and getting a decimal answer. But other than that, that's all there is to it. And dividing multi-digit whole numbers, that process, hopefully it works out for you. And but that's how I do it. I don't know how they teach you, but that's how I do it. Could be different. Hopefully that'll work for you. And I thank you for watching, and I wish you much success.